The Sundogs with 3 points, but Load very smartly getting a lot of her teammates involved. Besides her 3, Andrea Franklin, Debbie Rice, and Gina Lombardo each scored for the Florida Sundogs. For the Hot Dice, it was only Mindy Smith scoring, but certainly Denise Loden took Shea Brown to school.
Well, Denise Loden, we've talked about Shea Brown patterning herself after Denise Loden, and Denise Loden, no doubt the queen of the World Skating League. She dices, she slices. Shea Brown tries to catch up, but I tell you what, Denise Loden again on this jam.
And certainly things are not going the way Richard Brown at home. He's with Danny Wolf.
All right, Richard, over 4 decades of bank track experience. I know you have a lot of pride. You're a prideful man, but you've got to be a little upset that you guys are not facing D'Amato in the championship game. Maybe it's time for you to think about retirement.
Retirement? I make $250,000 a year. What am I going to retire for? If I ever happen to retire, I'm going to take that plush job that Hawk guy got, sitting up there doing nothing instead of trying to announce.
And if you get into the year 2000, it'll be 5 decades for you.
5 decades. I can retire tomorrow, never skate another game, come back in here in 5 years and still outskate most of the people here.
Good luck, Richard.
Thank you.
And Richard Brown has himself in the starting lineup as a blocker, along with Mark Weber and Randy Garrett. Jamming for the Hot Dice, Micah Martin and Jason McDaniel. For the Florida Sundogs, the jammers, Sam Martin and Tom Smith blocking. Bill Barker, Sean Marshall, and David Gleddy. The 2 fastest skaters for their respective teams right there. Sam the Flame Martin and his brother Micah Martin. And I'll tell you what, fans, if you've never seen these 2 brothers go at it, trust me, Keen and Abel have nothing on these 2 as they start banging right from the get-go. They are both former inline speed skaters, and each one considers himself far and away the best skater. And you see the 2 stride for stride right now, and they both go down. They both get Daniel. Look how fast they get up. There are no more competitive skaters when they go up against one another in the entire World Skating League. Sam, number 10, in yellow and orange for the Sundogs. Micah Martin, 33, in the green and white of the Nevada Hot Dice. And again, they both go down. And again, we talked about it, how fast they get up, caution to the wind. They never want either brother to get any kind of advantage. And for the 3rd time in this jam, they go down at one another. Sam Martin looks back to make sure his brother gets up. And believe you me, he'll keep a watchful eye on him coming in from behind. Now Mark Weber has dropped back in the rotation to block out. Oh! He went up for the butt block. Sam Martin ducked down underneath. Weber took out his teammate Micah Martin. And now Micah flies over Randy Garrett and puts 2 points on the board. Rather, Sam Martin flies over 2 points, and he gives his brother a very uncomplimentary wave off.
Well, don't tell the Martin household that this is a 3rd place consolation game, Ken. Sam Martin and Micah Martin about mid-season, their sibling rivalry escalated, and it's been hell ever since.
And once again, the Florida Sundogs building on that lead. It is now 8-2. Florida certainly has come to play in this one. And now it's Jonathan Russell trying to weave his way out. You see Mark Weber reaching behind and giving the big whip to Jason McDaniel. So it turns out Jason McDaniel and it is number 11, Jonathan Russell, for the Florida Sundogs. McDaniel, many people feel is the best skater in the WSL, but missed the entire first half of the season with a broken collarbone, but ever since coming back, has come on like a house of fire. Now you look at the rotation in the pack as they come around. Bill Barker and David Gleddy join the rotation for the Sundogs as McDaniel is able to drop Russell, and now he'll deal with the double block set up by Captain America, number 12, Bill Barker, and David Gleddy, number 20, Mike Weber. Now, Mark Weber drops back to try and break through this double block. That's certainly going to be the strategy. Weber trying to come up high, get some momentum, takes them both down, and very quickly, Jason McDaniel, the twister, goes over both Gleddy and Bill Barker and puts 2 Nevada Hot Dice points on the board.
Well, Jason McDaniel, the second half of the season, Ken, he's had a chip on his shoulder. A lot of the pub and the publicity of the preseason, the first half of the season, he didn't get because of his collarbone injury. He's had that chip on his shoulder, and he is out here to prove today that he is, if not the fastest, one of the fastest and best players in the World Skating League.
As we're under 4 minutes, the Florida Sundogs still have doubled up the Nevada Hot Dice 8-4. Sam Martin breaks out for the Florida Sundogs along with number 13, Tom Smith, but a shocker, Richard Brown, remember, used to coach the Florida Sundogs, and also remember Richard Brown, the last time these 2 teams met, deliberately tried to injure Captain America, Bill Barker, so keep a sharp eye for Bill Barker when he goes after Richard Brown.
And I think Danny Wolf really made him mad, Ken, mentioning retirement. He's coming out here like a house of fire.
And now now Richard Brown closing. David Gleddy drops back in the rotation to try and block out Brown. And now Jason McDaniel goes down courtesy of the Sundogs. Brown is able to get back around. And here they come. Brown, remember, weaving, razzle-dazzling around, is picked up, goes on the inside, keeps the skates on, and Richard Brown alertly made certain that skate did not touch the infield. That's the 40 years of bank track experience of Richard Brown as he puts 3 Nevada Hot Dice points on the board.
Whatever you want to say about little Richard Brown, you cannot deny that he is clever, he's crafty, and despite his age, we all know he ain't the youngest cat in town. When he has to do it, Ken, he gets it done.
We're underway again, 8-7, as the Sundogs lead is now down to 1, and out again for the Florida Sundogs is Tom Smith. Florida doing a good job of rotating their jammers. And here they come around, and this is Christian Salvia. We've got the 2 teenagers, the 2 youngest skaters in the WSL. Talk about the young Turks. Christian Salvia out of North Arlington, New Jersey, 5'9", 148, as he takes a trip out over the track. And now it's all up to Tom Smith out of Syracuse, 5'6", 140. Smith closes. Dropping back is Sean Marshall trying to lead the way to get him around. Gleddy, Barker, Marshall drop all the Nevada Hot Dice in a smart move by Tom Smith. He waited till the last second until Christian Salvia came up, and as soon as he got close, he cut off the jam by putting his hands on his hip, but not before. He put 3 more Florida Sundog points on the board.
And poor Tom Smith always seems to fall in the shadow of Captain America, Bill Barker, the blocker, and number 10, the Flame, Sam Martin, the jammer. But he's a good fundamental jammer. He does a great job for his Florida Sundogs.
Every time the Hot Dice get close, the Sundogs dig down in their bag of tricks and are able to put some more points on the board. Right now it's 11-7. You see Richard Brown get all tangled up, spin around. He got tied up by the rail. And Micah Martin breaks free along with Potsy Shalene. And here comes Sam Martin chasing his brother. Shalene and McDaniel go down. They tie each other up on a butt plot. And once again, we've got Kane and Abel, the Martin brothers. Sam, number 10 for Florida. Micah, number 33 with the green hair in the green and white of the Nevada Hot Dice as they come around. The elbow, Micah Martin does a great job of just keeping his balance. Richard Brown now dropping back in the rotation to try and block out Sam Martin. Sam, the older of the 2 Martin brothers. And again, Richard Brown, the forearm, is able to hold off Sam Martin as we come up on 10 seconds now, just about remaining in this jam. And what are the Sundogs trying to keep up? They've got something. There it is. Roll them bones by Mark Weber. They set up Sam Martin just perfectly. And Bill Barker goes over, takes exception with Mark Weber. And it's Barker and Mark Weber going at it. Barker said he wanted some retribution against Richard Brown and the entire Hot Dice team. And he's taking it out right now on Mark Weber. Finally, the referees get between and separate the 2 skaters. Certainly, Bill Barker very concerned over the welfare of his teammate Sam Martin. It's Florida 12, Nevada 10. We'll be back.